You think you can sit around and wait for the world to hand you something? No. If you're not building, you're wasting time. If you're not conquering, you're losing ground. And if you're not protecting what you've worked for, you might as well hand it over. A real man doesn't wait for opportunity. He creates it, he dominates it, and he defends his empire like a warrior. A real man isn't someone who sits back, takes the easy path, and waits for things to happen. No, a real man builds an empire from nothing, conquers every challenge in his path, and protects what he's worked for like a lion guarding his pride. Today, we're going to break down exactly what it takes to be that man, the kind who commands respect and earns his legacy through action and grit. A real man understands that the foundation of his empire is laid brick by brick, moment by moment, through consistent and deliberate action. It's not about sitting back and hoping for opportunities to come to you. It's about taking the first step, even when the path is unclear, and forging ahead with determination. The foundation isn't glamorous. It's not the part of the empire that gets admired, but it's the most important part, because without it, everything else crumbles. The strongest empires are built by those who understand that every action, no matter how small, contributes to the larger vision. When you build, you don't wait for the perfect circumstances, you create them. The myth of waiting for the right time is just that, a myth. The right time is now. Every day you procrastinate, every moment you waste, you're giving up ground that someone else is taking. A real man knows this and acts accordingly. He doesn't make excuses. He takes responsibility for his life and actions. He knows that his future depends on what he chooses to do today. So he builds, relentlessly, without hesitation, and with unwavering focus. This focus is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. The world will try to distract you, to pull your attention in a million different directions. But a real man stays locked in on his purpose. Every decision he makes, every action he takes is aligned with that purpose. Whether it's his business, his health, or his relationships, he remains dedicated to the mission. Building your empire requires sacrifice. It means saying no to short-term pleasures in favor of long-term gains. It means putting in the hours, facing the pain, and doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable. But here's the truth. The sweat, the sacrifices, the hard work, all of it is worth it. Because with every brick you lay, you get closer to creating something that will last beyond you. Your empire isn't just for today, it's for the future. It's for the generations that will look to you as an example, for those who will learn from your journey and see what's possible when a real man decides to take control of his destiny. Building an empire takes resilience. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, and there will be moments when you'll feel like throwing in the towel. But this is where the true character of a real man shines through. He doesn't quit when things get tough. He pushes harder. He uses failure as a stepping stone, learning from it and using it to fuel his next move. The road to building an empire is never easy, but it's always worth it for those who are committed to seeing it through. And let's be clear, building isn't just about putting in the time, it's about smart, strategic work. A real man understands that his actions need to be deliberate and aligned with his vision. He doesn't just work for the sake of working, he works with purpose, with a plan, and with the understanding that every decision he makes today is shaping the future of his empire. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and start building. The empire you dream of doesn't build itself. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It doesn't come to those who sit idly by, hoping for a break, or those who expect the world to hand them something they haven't earned. The world owes you nothing. If you want something, you have to take it. The passive don't succeed, they get trampled on. You're either a conqueror or you're conquered. There is no gray area. The moment you decide to stand still, the world will pass you by. Life doesn't stop for anyone, and it certainly doesn't wait for you to catch up. It's brutal, it's relentless, but it's also full of opportunity for those willing to grab hold of it. To conquer isn't just about overcoming the challenges you see ahead of you. It's about taking control of everything in your life. It's about owning your circumstances, no matter how difficult they may seem. It's about pushing through the hard times, the obstacles, and the failures. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to test your resolve, to see if you have what it takes to rise above the situation. A real man doesn't just sit back and let life knock him down. He steps up to the plate, faces the challenge head on, and takes it on with everything he's got. Conquering isn't limited to external battles. The real battle lies within. You must conquer your doubts, your insecurities, and the limiting beliefs that tell you that you can't. These internal barriers are often the hardest to overcome because they're woven into your very psyche. You've been conditioned by society, by family, and by past experiences to believe that certain things are out of reach. But let me tell you this, those beliefs are lies. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to conquer the thoughts that keep you in chains. The mind is the battlefield, and once you win that war, everything else will follow. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles standing between you and the life you deserve. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. These are the chains that hold so many men back. But a real man doesn't let fear control him. He faces it head on and walks through it. Fear is a sign that you're pushing yourself, that you're reaching for something greater than what you have now. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you grow. Every time you fight against your fears, you get stronger. The more you conquer your fears, the more unstoppable you become. A real man runs toward the fight, not away from it. He understands that success isn't handed to him. He's willing to do what others aren't. He's willing to put in the hours, to make the sacrifices, and to endure the hardships. While others sit and complain about their circumstances, a real man is busy making moves. He doesn't let the world dictate his fate. He creates his own. He makes his own destiny through sheer will and relentless action. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fade into the background is simple. The conquerors are the ones who never stop fighting. They don't let a setback define them. They don't let failure stop them. They get back up, stronger and more determined, and keep moving forward. You either conquer or you get conquered. There is no room for weakness, no room for hesitation. The choice is yours. Will you rise to the challenge, or will you let the world run you over? The only way to truly succeed is to embrace the fight and conquer whatever comes your way. Discipline isn't just a trait, it's the cornerstone of success. Without it, you are at the mercy of every distraction, every temptation, every moment of weakness that life throws at you. Without control over your mind, you are nothing more than a puppet to circumstances. A real man understands this. He knows that no matter how talented or capable he is, without discipline, none of it matters. Discipline is the fuel that powers your journey. It is what keeps you moving when the road gets tough, when the pain hits, when you feel like quitting. It's the unwavering force that drives you to continue, even when everything in your environment tells you to stop. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day it's under attack by distractions, negative influences, and temptations. The world constantly bombards you with noise, distractions that pull you in every direction. People will try to convince you that comfort is the way to success. They'll tell you that you deserve a break, that it's okay to take it easy, that it's okay to rest while others work. But a real man doesn't buy into that lie. He knows that every minute of his day is precious. Time is his most valuable resource. And if he doesn't own his mind, if he doesn't take control of his thoughts and actions, he will waste that time. The key to success is not merely hard work. It's the ability to stay focused, to stay disciplined when the world tries to pull you off course. It's easy to be distracted, to take the path of least resistance, to indulge in temporary pleasures. But a real man doesn't seek the easy way out. He understands that true greatness requires sacrifice. He understands that when you focus on the things that matter and eliminate the distractions, you give yourself the best possible chance at success. You build momentum, you gain clarity, you make progress, even when the world tries to stop you. Discipline means mastering your emotions. It means not letting fear dictate your actions. It means not giving in to self-doubt when the journey gets tough. It means standing strong in your vision and doing whatever it takes to execute that vision, even when the external world is falling apart. A real man controls his impulses. He doesn't give in to the immediate gratification of distractions or shortcuts. He knows that lasting success is built on the foundation of small, consistent actions, day after day, year after year. To own your mind is to own your life. The way you think directly influences the way you act, and the way you act determines the outcomes you experience. If you are undisciplined in your thoughts, you will be undisciplined in your actions. If you are unfocused in your mind, your actions will lack direction. But when you train your mind to stay sharp, to remain disciplined, to stay focused on the task at hand, you start to see results. You begin to execute your plans with precision. You begin to conquer obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. You begin to lead yourself toward the empire you've set out to build. Discipline isn't a temporary fix, it's a lifestyle. It's something you cultivate every day. It's about making the decision to stay committed, to keep pushing, to keep striving for excellence no matter what. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your feelings, or your temporary setbacks. It only cares about your results. And the only way to achieve those results is through relentless discipline. A real man doesn't make excuses. He doesn't wait for the perfect moment. He takes control of his mind and uses that control to shape his destiny. So if you want to build your empire, if you want to conquer your challenges, if you want to protect what you've worked for, start with your mind. Discipline is your foundation. Own it, and everything else will follow. Relentless work ethic is what separates the successful from the average, the winners from the losers. It's not enough to show up and punch the clock. If you want to build an empire, if you want to conquer the challenges that stand in your way, and if you want to protect what you've worked for, you need to outwork everyone around you. You need to embrace the grind, no matter how long the hours, no matter how exhausting the days may be. It's about a mentality that refuses to accept anything less than excellence. When the world takes a break, you double down. While others are resting, you're taking action, planning, strategizing, and executing. Your success depends on the work you put in today, the work that no one else sees but will soon be evident to everyone. You can't afford to let complacency creep in. It's easy to get comfortable when things start going your way, but comfort is the enemy of growth. Complacency kills ambition, destroys dreams, and keeps you from realizing your true potential. A real man knows this and never lets himself slip into a state of passivity. Every moment counts. Every opportunity is seized. You're not just working to get by, you're working to dominate. You're working to rise above the competition and outlast anyone who dares to challenge you. When everyone else is taking shortcuts or settling for mediocrity, you're the one who's pushing boundaries and exceeding expectations. What does it mean to have relentless work ethic? It's more than just showing up, it's about working with purpose. Every task you take on should serve a larger goal. Whether you're building a business, growing your career, or strengthening relationships, your work must be laser focused. You need to know your why and be driven by it every single day. It's about understanding that the work you do today is the foundation for tomorrow's success. A real man is always thinking ahead, always anticipating the next move. While others are stuck in the present, only reacting to life as it happens, you're making calculated, strategic decisions that will set you up for long-term victory. Work ethic also means working smarter, not just harder. It's about efficiency, learning to optimize your time and efforts. It's about developing systems that help you maximize your productivity. A real man doesn't waste time. He makes sure that every action he takes is intentional, that every hour he spends contributes to his goals. But don't mistake efficiency for laziness. The relentless work ethic is about doing whatever it takes to win. That might mean sacrificing comfort, socializing less, and putting in those extra hours when others are content with mediocrity. It's about refusing to quit when the going gets tough, when the road gets rough, or when you feel like giving up. It's about pushing through the pain, the setbacks, and the exhaustion, knowing that every ounce of effort will pay off in the end. When you truly embrace a relentless work ethic, you become unstoppable. Nothing can stand in your way. You become a force of nature, relentlessly moving forward, improving and outworking anyone who dares to challenge you. This mindset is what will propel you to greatness. It's what will turn your vision into reality, your dreams into achievements, and your efforts into an empire. So, when you wake up tomorrow, ask yourself, are you ready to outwork everyone? Are you ready to give everything you've got to your goals? If you are, you're on your way to creating something unstoppable. Protecting what you've built is where the true test of your character lies. It's easy to build something. You can put in the hours, make the connections, and lay the groundwork. But what happens when the winds of adversity blow in? What happens when you're faced with threats, challenges, and enemies, both seen and unseen? This is where many men falter. This is where most men fail to rise to the occasion. They've put in the work, but they fail to defend what they've created. A real man knows that protection is just as crucial as creation. It's about not just surviving the storms, but thriving through them. When you build an empire, whether it's in business, in your personal life, or with your reputation, you've put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it, you've sacrificed time, energy, and resources. Now protecting it means you honor that effort every single day. You protect your family from external threats and internal struggles. You defend your reputation by ensuring your actions always reflect your values and purpose. You safeguard your business from competitors, financial instability, or any force that seeks to undermine the foundation you've worked so hard to establish. If you want to hold on to your empire, you have to become vigilant. The truth is, nothing is guaranteed in this world. Your empire is only as secure as the protection you give it. And protection isn't just about putting up barriers or ignoring threats. It's about constantly scanning the horizon for new challenges and preemptively addressing them. It's about being strategic, aware, and relentless in your defense. It means knowing when to take action, when to pivot, and when to stand your ground. A real man doesn't wait for problems to find him. He's always one step ahead, anticipating the issues before they even arise. True protection comes from strength and preparation. You can't protect what you haven't strengthened. You can't defend an empire built on shaky ground. You need to ensure that every aspect of your empire is fortified, from your health to your mindset, your business practices to your relationships. Everything must be sound and resilient. Every weak point you allow to exist in your empire is a potential vulnerability for an enemy to exploit. And you don't leave anything to chance. If something is broken, fix it. If something is vulnerable, reinforce it. You build your empire on a foundation of discipline, focus, and integrity, and you defend it with the same level of commitment. Another critical aspect of protecting what you've built is your ability to fight. Real men don't run from conflict, they face it head on, and that means standing up to anyone or anything that threatens your empire. You fight for what you believe in. You fight for your values, your family, your team, and your vision. You stand tall in the face of adversity. Whether it's a business setback, a personal betrayal, or a public scandal, you never shrink back. Instead, you use every challenge as an opportunity to solidify your position. You stand your ground with dignity, with courage, and with the unshakable belief that your empire is worth defending at all costs. But here's the most crucial part. Protecting your empire means never letting your guard down, not even for a second. The moment you relax, the moment you let your defenses slip, that's when things start to fall apart. Complacency is the killer of empires. When you think you've made it, when you assume the work is done, you open the door for failure to creep in. Every day, every moment, you must remain vigilant. You must stay alert, ready to act, and determined to keep your empire safe from anything that seeks to destroy it. No man who is truly serious about his legacy can afford to lower his guard for even a moment. The world is ruthless, and it's constantly testing you. You have to be ready to meet that challenge, no matter what. A real man knows that building an empire is just the beginning. Defending it is what separates the men who make history from the ones who fade into obscurity. So hold your ground, protect what you've earned, and never let go, because in the end, your empire is only as strong as your commitment to protect it. So let me ask you, are you building your empire, or are you letting life happen to you? A real man builds, conquers, and protects. No excuses, no exceptions. Now get to work. You've got an empire to build, and the world won't wait for you. Conquer it, protect it, and leave a legacy that echoes for generations to come.